going to be together. All right, let's go.
Howdy folks, and welcome back to the NCAA 11 Texas A&M Dynasty. We are in week number 8, and we are sitting at 4-2. We're going to be going up against a 2-4 Colorado team. Now, we did just come off of a very embarrassing loss against Oklahoma State, which we've never experienced before from them. We've usually been able to pull out a win against Oklahoma State without too much of a problem. So that was very, very unexpected. There were a lot of, I don't want to say glitches, but there were just a lot of questionable things that happened. So maybe part of it was that, part of it was just the way I play, but we're going to have to move past it and go into week number 8, where we hopefully are not going to expect too much of a challenge from Colorado, although I did lose against an 0-3 Kansas State, so we will see exactly what's going to happen. So it looks like the talking heads, both are going to place their money on us, Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit. And we do beat them in every category except total defense, pass defense, and turnovers. Let's check out who Colorado has played. So they lost to Colorado State. They beat, was that Washington State? They lost to an FCS Midwestern team. They lost to Missouri. They lost to Oklahoma State, although not as badly as we did, so I'm not sure what that means, but take that how you will. And they just beat Iowa State. All right. So I hope everyone is doing all right this Tuesday morning. Looks like we will both be running pro-style offenses. I am actually hard at work at it's a new video series that I want to do. And I think I'm going to call it like football gaming history or something like that, where I examine basically all the football games, mostly games that have multiple installments, like that are actual game series. But basically, I want to highlight kind of the history and go a little bit more in depth into just all the different football games that were available in the past and all the different features that we kind of overlook and really don't know much about. So the first game that I'm going to do is the Game Breaker series, which is a game that, although I didn't really grow up with it, I did grow up with Game Day. I do remember playing Game Day, which was from 989 Sports. I think it was from Red Zone Interactive. I can't remember. But Game Breaker was a game that I discovered more recently, several years ago. And I just noticed that my game audio is off. Game Breaker is a series that has a lot of actually interesting features. The gameplay, I think, was always a little bit lacking, especially in like the PS2 era, which is where it died. But I think there's still a lot to like about Game Breaker. And so if anyone's interested, I'll be able to, because I'm writing it right now. I still have to record it, and I gotta edit it, so it might take several days. But I'm about halfway through the series of games, so it should be fun. All right, so they're going to be running enough. They're going to be running a pro style, so we're going to see if we can't defend against that. Right off the bat, first down. This guy's a lefty. Okay, let's go into cover one. Cover one. We're going to play as Brown.
Henry back to throw. Throws and it's knocked away. Great instinctive timing by the corner to deflect the pass. That's just really solid coverage skills. 2nd and 10. Ball on their own 39.
So I'm going to try to use the block shedding button a little bit more. Although if you do spam it, your guy will just fall down. But I figure Brown's my best guy, so I should probably take advantage of that.
From the 50, first down. Thompson will run it again. Nice run there. Thompson comes away with 5 yards on the carry. 2nd and 5 coming up here. Ball on the 45.
Let's see if 3-2-6 does a little bit better.
They'll go ground.
Nope.
Look at the strength. This is the kind of steady, strong drive the coaches love to see. Right now they're firing on all sides.
All right, now they're going 5 wide, so I got to go 3-2-6.
Ball on the 30.
I'm going to play as Barnes. See if I can get off the edge here. Screen.
Receiver screen play. Tackle at the 18-yard line. I'll tell you something. I'm loving this quarterback's confidence more and more as this game goes on.
All right, let's ask the defensive coordinator. Let's go with double X.
Let's see if their play calling changes now that they're in the red zone for the first time. They toss it. He's got the corner.
3 broken tackles, or almost.
That's a good 9-yard gain. Second down and around 1 yard to go.
Looks like Colorado is going to have a pretty good start to the game.
Toss play. Good outside run there. And he carried that one for a few yards. You know, when you have a guy that can grab 5 yards or so consistently, it sure takes some of the pressure off the passing game. It's first down.
Typically in the goal line, I like to be this zone,
It's power against power right now on the field.
so I can choose whether or not to go for a pass or come up the line. But it doesn't matter anyway because they score.
It was a fantastic touchdown run by the They'll start this drive at the 22-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, what's up, Gamer Champ 23? Just streaming a little bit in the morning. I was working on, I'm doing a new video series on, I'm not sure if I'm going to call it like football gaming history or something like that, but basically I want to highlight like other game series besides EA and 2K. The series that I'm doing now is the Game Breaker series from 989 Sports and Red Zone Interactive. There were actually a lot of features in that game that are actually very unique and were never in any other games. The Game Breaker series, although it was kind of lacking a little bit in the on-field gameplay, especially in the PS2 era, Game Breaker was actually, it had a lot of cool stuff going for it. But basically, I want to do like the whole game series in one video. I want to put it all in one video and have it be kind of like a sort of like short game review slash documentary, if I can find any history on 989 Sports or any kind of trivia that isn't widely known. You like that 989 Sports made some good football games? I mean, they had their hand in pretty much every sporting category. They had baseball, college basketball, pro basketball, hockey. They even had an alternative. They had a competitor to NFL Blitz. It was called NFL Extreme, which was pretty cool. Yeah. Yes. NCAA Game Breaker, way back in like 99, I think was... Or it might have been actually in the first... No, it was in the second game. The second game. They gave you the option to do a 16-team... You could play either a tournament season or a bowl season. And it was a 16-team playoff. And I guess if you're... The top 16 teams played it, and it was actually really cool because, I mean, this was like in 98 or something, 97. I mean, they had a playoff system, a college football playoff system, long before the NCAA ever did. And EA never had a playoff system in their games, not even as an option. So EA Sports, it's in the game, but not really. I say that as I play an EA football game. I have a love-hate relationship with EA NCAA football. I also played, actually, I didn't grow up with NCAA Game Breaker. But I do remember when I would go see my family in San Antonio, I always associated San Antonio with sports, because every time we'd go there, we'd watch like the Spurs and we'd play sports video games and all this kind of stuff. So I always associated San Antonio with sports. But we played NFL Game Day. I remember playing that. And I think Game Day was kind of always in third place behind EA and 2K. They still had cool features, but the on-field gameplay was probably definitely their weak point. But the last game day and the last Game Breaker were definitely their best ones as far as gameplay. I don't know if you guys ever played game day very much.
They'll take over at the 22.
Whoops.
Thompson on the toss. Tackled for a loss.
Well, that's just a good call from the defensive side of the football.
So I'd like to do a series, or I am doing a series on Game Breaker. I will do Game Day.
Ball on their own 22.
But I also want to do like Joe Montana football, go through all the games. Joe Montana, the old Genesis NFL games by Sega. And then like all the obscure football games on the Super Nintendo. There's a lot of them actually.
It's 3rd and 10.
And then more obscure games like Football Fury.
Here's the pass, broken up.
They know what to expect on 3rd. They were right in place to break up the pass.
I might do Tecmo Super Bowl, but I feel like there's already tons of content on Tecmo Super Bowl. But I guess maybe not the way I'm going to do it, so we'll see. But I do have a long list of football games that I just know off the top of my head that I want to do.
They hand it off. He's tackled at the 48-yard line, and that'll be a gain of 10 by the running back. Second and 1. Ball on their own 48.
All right, so it's 2nd and 1. Let's see if I can't just
Change things up here.
go straight up the middle here.
Rosario gets another handoff. Makes it out to about the 40.
Very well designed play that time to give them a first down. Linemen executed their blocks nicely, and it went for a good game.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 40. And we're all tied up at the end of the first quarter.
So I'm glad to have Roddy Wood and Robert Rosario back. Those are both my starting quarterbacks and halfback. They both went down and were out for the game last game, which may have contributed to my terrible loss.
You won't break or bend this linebacker. He won't miss that tackle too often.
Strike complete. He's down. Patterson gains about 5 yards on the play.
3rd and 2. I think we're going to go with an HB slam here.
Third down.
I think my offensive line has enough strength.
Takes it and he's tackled short.
But not if you start treadmilling. 50-yard field goal.
Holding firm and forcing a 4th down.
I think the most my kicker's made is a 40-yarder. So I should either punt here or go for it.
4th down, and the offense is still on the field. Rosario gets another hand.
And we're lucky we got it.
About the 25-yard line. So his 5th run of the drive goes for another first down.
There's a lot of times where I gamble on 4th down and it just, I end up paying for it. Like I might be in the red zone and I go for it like 3 times on 4th down and don't make any of them. So
From the
I end up
25-yard line.
giving up like 9 points instead of giving up the ball.
They keep it on the ground with a tailback. Nice gain as he works the right side. Jackson.
Although Jackson is a 68 overall rated, He has a mean stiff arm, so sometimes he can really get things done in break tackling.
And this play is number 8 on the drive. Second down. Another trip to the red zone. Last time, it resulted in a touchdown. Loose football.
Wow.
And they're lucky to retain possession of the ball.
Was that a double fumble play? Let's see. So here's Rosario. Ball comes out. I guess the guy's helmet hit the ball. Boom. Yeah, he was not down. So the fullback picks it up. Trying to see here. Okay. So it wasn't a double fumble. I've had a few double fumble plays.
It's the 9th play of the drive. Third down. Takes it and he's tackled short. A loss on that one as he couldn't get past
4th and 1. Let's see how they line up.
It's 4th down and the offense is getting set to go for it. They're crowding that line of scrimmage. They'll bring him down.
Just barely.
14-yard line. Unbelievable. Another conversion on 4th down.
Hey, they just made the right call at the right time and executed it perfectly.
1st and 10. And this is the 11th play of the current drive.
All right, so let's air it out here. Probably looking for Patterson on the right side.
They'll throw on 1st down.
Ah.
Here's the tight end. Drops.
That's the play we wanted.
From the 14-yard line, it's 2nd down.
So now I'm looking for Jenkins or Jackson.
Wood back to throw.
There we go. That's what we wanted.
And did that play ever develop nicely?
Well, it's all about the receiver on this play. He beat his man off the line and then ran a perfect route. All he had to do after that was...
I guess we get to see him run to the sideline. Sometimes the computer will just stick to one guy and until he walks all the way back to the sideline.
They'll start this drive at the 34. 1st and 10. He drops back.
Now, I don't know if this quarterback misread the defense or just made a poor decision, but that wasn't a pass he should have thrown.
2 tight ends.
2nd down, 10 to go. Ball on the 34.
Got him.
He'll lose yards.
3rd and 11.
Really mess with an offense's game plan if you can take away their ability to run.
So let's try some press coverage. Maybe we can hold them up.
Ball on the 32. The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation.
Oh my God. Don't catch that. Okay.
Incomplete.
I thought they did a good job of reading the play and positioning themselves well to break.
Please. We'll take the punt.
The offense will take over at the 32-yard line. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Texas A&M is up a score. On the ground, the tailback gets to around the 42.
Dang.
Now he's up over 1,000.
That was a hard-earned 9 yards right there.
Staying healthy an entire year should be considered success for a running back. There is no doubt that this guy has been a large part of this team's success.
Texas A&M is up by a touchdown. Gets to about the 44-yard line.
Last game was so frustrating.
He's a reliable ball carrier.
There were so many plays where
Got the 2 yards they needed
I just
for a
couldn't
decent
believe what
gain.
was happening.
From their own 44-yard line. First down.
There were like almost guaranteed touchdown runs, but my blockers just decided not to block the guys they needed to block.
Rosario again gets out to around the 48. 8 yards on the counter there. From the 48-yard line, it's second down.
It's like all the bad things decided to happen that game.
He's on the run.
Oh, here we go.
Man across the middle to the 10.
Touchdown.
All the way in for the touchdown. And for Jenkins, he's got 2 touchdown grabs.
The quarterback knew exactly where to put the pass, and the
I don't
receiver
run this play as much as I used to,
good communication there.
but what I like about it is so typically if they're in man, this lines up pretty well. Basically, I have 3 options. So I have the wide receiver out there. And this is an instance where he's open, although probably could have got the ball to him a little sooner. Then I have the running back 37. Sometimes he's open if they decide to over blitz. But if it's in man coverage, there's times when like this part of the field is open and I can either choose to pass it or run with the quarterback. So that's a nice array of options on that play if the defense is right.
From their own 28.
So they're going 4 wide now.
First down, looking to throw. Batted away.
Great reaction to get his hands in the way of that pass. That's not an easy play to make.
So I'm really trying to get better at block shedding.
Henry, back to pass.
Ah,
And he's tackled at the 44-yard line.
This guy's combination of speed and his hands make him lethal. He can take a game over at any time.
They'll give
come
him
on, get him.
Gets past the tackle.
Takes 8 of us to get him. Jesus.
3-yard line. So at the most, he gains a few inches.
And the defense had great pressure there. They blitzed the middle linebacker, and there were no holes for the halfback to run through.
Come on, get him.
It right to his fullback. Brought down in the open field. About 3 yards on the play fake.
Let's put a little heat on him, see if they can handle it.
Another run. And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
He didn't miss by much.
All right, they're going to go for it.
Defense was
Crap.
A little bit lucky there. They didn't seem to be in the right position. They forced the 4th down anyway.
We'll just have to blitz. Probably look for a draw here. Guess they're going to let the clock wind down. Now it's an option.
Here's the option to the right.
Please get him.
He pitches it.
Ooh,
They didn't get it. Not
barely got a turnover there.
looks like they'll turn it over on downs.
You know what? I think they still made the right call there.
I can't argue the play call. The defense just did their job by standing their ground.
Well, let's not do anything too crazy.
They'll start at the 34-yard line.
Maybe I can break off 1 or 2 big runs with this counter play.
push him out at about the 43-yard line. So he turns the counter into a 9-yard gain. They'll go with the run once again. And he shoved out of bounds at the 49. That play's good for
Could have gone upfield, but I wanted to get that time stop.
Let the play develop and pick up a nice gain for a first down.
And we'll probably see how far he can throw it, as it should be the last play before the half. There's a fumble. Defense falls on it.
Well, luckily he fell down.
Well, we played a half of football, and our score is Texas A&M 21, Colorado 7.
Seven to 21. Man, every time I hit halftime on a football game, I always think about NFL 2K5. Glorious game, man. I was going to get my friend. You might have seen him on the channel. He's kind of new. I think he's been in like 2 of my streams. But I like to have him on more regularly. But he goes by Leglock Mercenary. But he likes 2K as much as I do. Especially the old 2K5 game. And we'd love to do like a co-op franchise or something like that. Because I've gone in a couple seasons on a franchise mode, but not anything deep. Kind of like what I'm doing here. This is my 7th season. I'd love to just take a deep dive on NFL 2K5. I don't really care that much about the NFL, but just a football game in general is just great. An NCAA 2K5 would have been phenomenal. Just dreaming about it makes me excited.
On the run. And he stopped behind the line.
This is picture-perfect defense by this corner. Great job of providing run support.
He drops back.
Come on.
Drops. Third and
This is why I run so much.
27-yard line.
Wow.
The pass was a little bit high, but this kid had no trouble adjusting and making a
I had to lob it to go over the freaking Superman linebackers. Because they will bat that pass down. So I lob this ball. I'm just barely out of reach of 93. He actually jumped high enough with his... I don't know how high his vertical is, but it's like 40-something inches maybe. I really don't know, but... How often do you see this happen in real life, though? Linebackers are just like, jump up and bat a pass down like this. The guy's kind of big, too. So luckily I throw the right angle. Because if I hadn't lobbed that pass, maybe I would have gotten it because he was off to the right. But Patterson had just enough time to secure the ball and prepare for the hit. Good play.
1st and 10. Ball on their own 42.
Ah.
Taken down in the backfield.
The blockers tried to sell the misdirection, but the defender stayed home and made the
I had
play.
good second level blocking, just not up front.
It's second down now and 14 to go. Ball on the 38-yard line. They're going to pitch it. And he's tackled after positive yardage. Jackson gains about 5 yards on the run. And so it's another third down upcoming here.
All right, so I think they might blitz. Let's see. Nope.
Wood drops back, scrambling around.
Nobody's open.
He rolls out to the left. Incomplete. And that wasn't the greatest pass in the world.
Well, I don't know how anybody...
First down.
That was an ugly play. It's not one that I play regularly, though.
Henry to the air on first down.
He put a little bit too much mustard on that throw, and it got away from him.
Second down and 10 to go.
So I'm going to go 4-4 here, expecting a run here.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. The back gets
3rd and
3.
8, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers.
From their own 28-yard line. Third down.
It's probably the ace big formation. Oh no, shotgun. An option. Dang it.
Right.
Somebody get him.
And they make the stop at the 31. They get 3 yards on the play. From their own 38-yard line. It's first down. On the ground with the tailback. Nice run there. Rosario gets 7 yards on the play.
Let's see. Let's try an HB dive and then probably go to a 494 flat.
From their own 45-yard line. Second down. Run the middle and nothing there. A
2 yards.
by the halfback. So it's third down and they've got about 2 yards to
All right,
go.
I'm looking for the tight end here. Or one of the running backs.
Passes left.
Nice spin move.
He's knocked out of bounds at the 46.
Spin move is king, guys. Spin move is king.
First down, 10 to go. Straight run, nothing going on there. Pickup of a yard for the tailback. It's second and 8.
Oh, crap.
Out there and it's intercepted. Broke away from one. To the 20. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
I should have audibled. So this happens a lot. Every time I run like a play action play, they blitz a lot of the time. And so by the time the handoff is done, they're already in my face. And of course, freaking tight end's wide open, didn't see it. But I probably wouldn't have been able to get the pass off anyway.
From their own 35-yard line, it's first down. Hands it off. 7 yards there on that bit of misdirection.
See, I hate to keep stopping the game, but look at this. And I got two blockers up here. 29, the fullback. So he like stops. And so what ends up happening is that I'm not sure how 76 falls over, but 29 should have hit him. I mean, it was a positive play, but could have gone for more.
2nd and 2.
But that happens a lot.
Takes the handoff inside and stopped immediately. Almost eked out a yard on that one.
It came with a good blitz from the edge here and disrupted the blocking scheme of this run.
He's scrambling. Throws falling back and finds his man.
That is just sound fundamental football right there, making it look so easy.
That was X post again.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 48-yard line. Runs left and quickly taken down. Couple of yards there by the tailback on the counter. 2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 50. Wood back to throw.
Come on. How many first downs have I missed because of that? Not just in this game, in like all my games. Of course he throws it behind him.
Pass play went for nearly enough to keep moving, but they're stopped just short. Boy, that's tough.
That is always a tough pill to swallow. Having to leave the field knowing how close you came to converting on 3rd down. You got to get those.
And the defense comes through.
Wide open.
First down, 10 yards to go. Give to the tailback. Makes it out to about the 46. And that'll bring this quarter to an end. Folks, we've played 3, and our score is Texas A&M 21, Colorado 14.
So this kind of makes me worried that
2nd and inches.
my team isn't really competing well.
He makes it out to maybe the
Against the better teams of the Big 12. Sometimes I feel like I belong, and then other times it's just get wrecked. But this is a 2 and 3 team. I feel like I should be doing better. Okay, they're gonna go for it here. 3 tight ends.
This is what power football is all about, folks.
Come on. Just eases through. God dang it. God dang it.
It's about a 6-yard gain on the play.
Again, they go with the halfback here, and again, he picks up some positive yardage and a first down.
Lets it go. Incomplete pass.
These guys just don't seem to be on
Not sure where that ball was going.
If they expect to win this game.
Henry drops to throw. He lets it go.
Oh, he's gonna catch it. Nope. Sure, we're gonna go
3rd down and long. And
3-2-6. So luckily we get to keep the ball, or we get the ball back without a score.
So it's make or break time. Who's going to rise to the challenge? Rosario takes the give. Brought down at the 16. Nice job by the running back, and that'll get him 7, maybe 8 yards. From their own 16-yard line. Second down.
So I got 8 minutes to kill.
He's tackled at about the 19-yard
Just barely got that first down by the tip of the ball.
Since he only needed a few yards, the little dump-off pass worked to perfection.
See, it looks like a blitz. Come on, catch this. Finally. I throw that route a lot, and it's hard to get the ball to him. But he caught it this time, luckily.
A lot of talking about how they were going to dominate these receivers. I think this is time that they step up and prove it on the field. Forget about talking trash. Let's see how they react after giving up that big play.
They go to the run, and he's tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Really good play here and run support by the linebacker. The big guys up front took away the
Let's try a shallow route with a tight end. Maybe Jackson or Tremblay will get open. Ah, he's stumbling.
Boy, that was a rocket. If the receiver didn't come down with it, quarterback made sure nobody else was going to come down with it either.
Throws a bullet over the middle. And they make the stop around the 26-yard line.
But if this defense keeps taking chances,
All right.
sure, they may get to the quarterback once in a while, but they also are giving up some big plays like that one right there.
Jackson gets the call again. They'll knock
Man, I hate getting tackled from behind.
for the runner as he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Good pressure from the defense. They brought the heat, and there wasn't much room for the running back to work with.
Back to throw. Here comes the pressure.
I was going to scramble, but I saw B open.
That pass wasn't exactly on target. He's able to go up and make a nice catch.
Very nice play there by the freshman receiver.
All right, so we're going to go...
Young guys to make plays like that. We're at play number 9.
We're going to go a north-south run here.
Third down. In the red zone again. Let's see if it'll be another touchdown. Jackson gets the ball. He's still moving. What a play, and that is first and goal. Third down has been the charm on this drive.
It's been all about execution. When it comes to calling the right play at the right time, they've been able to...
I wonder if I could just eat the clock here, because I can wait 3 downs and score a field goal.
Brought down at the 4-yard line. Pickup of a yard for the tailback. Here's the 11th play of the drive. It's second down. They're crowding that line of scrimmage.
I'll flip this, go to the right.
They go to the run, and he's tackled in the backfield for a loss.
This defensive end just showed us why he's much more than just a pass rusher.
If they can get it in here, it'd make it a 2-score game. It's third and goal. They put everyone up on the line. They run for the score, not going to get it. Jackson gains around 3 yards on the run.
Dang. Being on the goal line really makes me want to go for it, but I'll just kick it.
He shouldn't have a problem with this one. It's up, and it is good.
All right, so we took another 2 minutes off the clock and didn't get a touchdown, but that was kind of expected because I wasn't really trying. Just get the 3 points, move it up to a 2-score lead.
It's first and 10. Henry on first.
Get him.
He gets sacked on the play. Complete, brought down.
Good open field tackle there.
On the pass play.
And not a whole lot of
It's 3rd and
yards there.
14.
But at least a short gain is better than an incompletion.
3rd and 14 coming up here. Ball on
We're
their
going to take a
own 10.
chance here and just blitz them. There we go.
Complete. He's
He got it. All those nice broken tackles.
He's tackled at the 41. The ball is loose.
Ooh, that sucks.
And he might
Come
take
on.
this.
The running back
All right, that'll do it, fellas. There's no way they can win now.
about it and get ready for the next series.
Unless something crazy happens. That can always happen.
From the 31
But I'm just going to run my counters until they run out of timeouts.
The halfback with a carry. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. The tailback picks up 6 there on the
And I'm already in field goal range, so
He's changing things up. Nice run, and he's brought down. And that's a first down.
First down, and now they have an opportunity to run some more time off the clock.
The defense looks confident as they held him to a field goal on their last red zone trip. Rosario gets the call again. And the halfback carry.
and that's their last timeout.
This senior safety provides such
Just need to
solid
run 1 or 2 more
support.
plays.
Stopped him in
That
his
should be
tracks
it.
that time.
He gets another carry. Touchdown.
Or we'll just go for the touchdown. How about that?
They were doing everything they could to find their way out of this hole, but the hole just got a lot deeper.
You're right, Brad. You can see the offense down there.
They'll set up shop at the 21-yard line. First down, 10 to go. The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Henry drops back.
Get him. See, I was getting hit like that last game, and they were ruling those fumbles, but that's not a fumble. I had like 2 or 3 of them that were like that.
21.
It's just the game just decided to break for 4 quarters that game.
Takes the ball inside. They'll bring him down at the 31-yard line. He reels off 10 yards in the counter. And he stops the clock with a spike.
All right. So they spike it, and now they're going to punt it.
4th down.
Okay.
Here comes the punter.
Let's look for a
Put this
fake.
one away.
That's an AI blunder if I've ever seen it.
Rosario fields it at the 26. The quarterback leads the offense back out onto the field as we get set to resume play.
All right, let's see if we can have a touchdown run here.
They'll go with a counter.
Nope.
Good outside run there.
Good 7-yard run, though. All right, there it is, folks. 14-31. The Aggies prevail against what I presume is a lesser opponent.
14.
Let's see who gets player of the game.
And here's today's Reese's Perfect Play of the Game, brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. The perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter. Kirk, any final thoughts?
I was expecting a tight game, so the final score is a bit of a surprise. Texas A&M came to play today and deserved some praise. They were well prepared and well coached.
That's going to do it for this presentation of NCAA Football 11. For Kirk Herbstreit and Aaron
Roddy Wood
Andrews,
throwing those
this is Brad Eckler
passes,
saying goodbye.
touchdown passes. I kind of think of Roddy Wood as like a Stephen Mcgee kind of guy. If you don't know who Stephen Mcgee was, he was a stocky quarterback at Texas A&M in like the 2006, 7, 8 era with Danny Francione, whatever his name was, the coach from Alabama. He was Danny Francione. He liked the option a lot. And Stephen Mcgee did well in that system. But he was like not a super excellent pocket passer, not a super excellent option quarterback, but he's, thick. He can take some hits. Tough guy. I kind of imagine Roddy Wood to be like that. So 13 of 21 for 204 yards. I mean, Roddy Wood has definitely elevated our passing game, but it would be so much better if we just had some receivers. And running back's a little bit weak this year, so naturally our rushing can be a little bit weaker. It turns out Robert Rosario, for some reason, he's at the top of this list. I guess because of his average yards after catch. I don't know. But Jenkins caught 4. Marcus Patterson caught 4. Adam Patterson caught 1. So a decent little spread around as far as passing. This usually doesn't happen. Any sacks? Let's see. Junior Hill got 1. Not a whole lot of sacks. It was mostly the secondary doing all the heavy lifting. Not a very good day for Colorado. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and advance the week. Take a peek at the standings. Maybe we've improved our lot a little bit. Let's see. And we'll see if we get any recruits. So next week's going to be at Baylor. Baylor's a little inconsistent. Sometimes they go 1-9. Sometimes they go, 7, 8, 9 wins. And they're one of those pass-heavy teams that are going to be running no huddle, trying to play soccer out there, basically. But I think we've managed to beat Baylor every year, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be, assuming they're not a powerhouse this year, which I don't think they are. We'll see. That should help improve our conference record. All right, so we have a 4-star quarterback, Johnson, committed. So we actually are going to have a full quarterback room. We already have one now, but it's going to be even more full next year. We got Bell and Davis, mid linebacker and a guard, all 4 stars. Definitely picking up our 4-star game. Okay, so Baylor's a middle of the road team. Let's take a look at the conference standings. So we are 4th in the Big 12 South with a 2-2 record. Our chances are very slim of being at the top of the 12 South because we would have to get something like 4 more wins and have these teams lose several games. Nebraska at the top of the Big 12 North. But overall, Nebraska's at the top. Okay, so the championship game right now is looking to be probably going to be between Nebraska and Oklahoma State or Oklahoma. If something drastic happens, maybe Texas gets into the mix. And in the North, Kansas State probably doesn't have a shot because they're at 2-2. And Nebraska is already 4-0 and number 6 in the nation. So it doesn't look very good for Kansas State right now. Let's see who's in the top 25. So we got USC, LSU, Alabama, West Virginia, VTech, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Penn State, Boise, Texas, Michigan, UCF. So Boise State and UCF are 2 undefeated teams that are not inside the top 10. Well, more like, okay, the top 5. Where's TCU? Always curious to see what TCU is up to. Okay, so they beat Georgia but lose at BYU. Fairly close. So they still have to play Utah. And that'll probably be their last big challenge of the season. Unless they drop one of these games. Which is unlikely, but are there any dark horse? Not really, just the usual suspects. Let's see what's going on with the Heisman. Nebraska and West Virginia seem to be at the top, with Bama, OU, and UGA not far behind. And I'll just take a peek at the other conferences. I generally like to do this mid-season. So at the top of the Big East, we got West Virginia. Do they have divisions? No. Just West Virginia, Pittsburgh. Top of the Big Ten, we got Wisconsin and Ohio State. At the top of the Conference USA, we have UCF and SMU. Good chance that the Conference USA Championship game is going to be between UCF and either SMU, Houston, or Tulane. Notre Dame 6-1. Of course, the military academies are doing terrible. At the top of the MAC, we have Temple and Ohio. Title game is likely going to be between Temple and Ball State. Maybe Central Michigan. We'll see. The Midwestern, we have Utah and BYU. Pac-10 at the top, we got USC and Oregon. Top of the SEC, as expected, we have Alabama and LSU. Title game is likely going to be between Georgia and Alabama or LSU. We'll have to see once they play each other. In the Sun Belt, we have UL Lafayette and Florida Atlantic. And at the top of the WAC conference, we got Boise State, followed not too far behind by San Jose State. Is that all the conferences? Forgot the ACC. At the top of the ACC, we have Virginia Tech and North Carolina. Where's Florida State? Not a good year for them so far. So the title game for the ACC will likely be between Wake Forest and either Virginia Tech or North Carolina. Duke, of course, there at the bottom, as always. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for me for today. Thanks so much for stopping by, everyone. And thanks to you, Gamer Champ, for jumping in, getting in the chat, and having some fun. But as for me, I will be seeing you guys in the next one.